venue for us, isn't it? Wow.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm DJ Asra, and this is
Ray Blanco. We are live from the world-famous Viper Room
in Hollywood, and we are your hosts of Baptized by Fire Music Show, Season 2.
Bam!
Rock is dead.
And it kind of is sometimes.
Well, that's the question. That's why we have Season 2, because we want to what's going on with rock. You guys, tonight is going to be an incredible night. We are here at the Viper Room in Hollywood for Society 1, and specifically Lord Zane, Matt Zane's 40th birthday party!
Yeah! Whoop, whoop.
Woo! Thank you. So you guys, tonight is going to be awesome. We have an interview coming up. We have an acoustic performance. We're going to get in deep with them. They've been in our studio before, and now we are on location. And we're going to find out from Society 1, is rock dead?
Nah.
So
Before we get there, we need to do our introduction. We are Baptized by Fire. You
Yep.
can reach us, Baptized by Fire X on
Twitter.
Instagram, Baptized by Fire LA, our website, baptizedbyfireLA.com. I don't know, there's a bunch of other
At
things.
The Real DJ Asra, at Ray Blanco. And we want to thank our sponsors. We're sponsored by Colcock Whiskey. We're sponsored by Sufferwell Clothing. We're sponsored by Trixie Exchange. And we're sponsored by...
They keep coming. They keep coming.
All right, you guys. So we're going to take a break. But when we're back, we're going to be on this stage with Society 1. So get ready and keep it heavy. Woo! Season 2, Rock is Dead. We are here now live on this stage with Society 1.
Yeah. Boom.
May I first just start? Isn't this wonderful that the Viper Room allowed us to come in early before all the mayhem starts and give us the run of the place? I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. I mean, it was a great birthday present. They gave me a booth, and it's just cool. So I really just got to say that's really awesome. And you've never kind of had a live studio audience. Not a lot of people showing up yet, but there's definitely some people here. So that's
there are
living
new,
right?
people out there, so it's fantastic.
We've never really performed for more than our tech and our crew and ourselves, so this is kind of exciting for us. I got to say,
come on.
I had a conversation earlier with Asra. I mean, I know you've been on this stage quite a few times. I've been on this stage shit ton of times. Never been more nervous than coming up here to stand with a microphone and be like, hey, everybody, I'm the host of Baptized by Fire with another band called Society 1. I'm not behind my drums all protecting myself and stuff, but I'm going to hide behind Asra, and then we're going to continue doing the interview.
Keep it creepy, Blanco. All right, you guys, so we're excited. One of the things that we want to talk to you guys about today is, first of all, it's your 40th birthday. So,
Yes.
Woohoo!
Happy birthday, Matt.
Matt.
Thank you.
You look so good, Lord Zane. So, I mean, everybody's talking about it. Like, the guy's 40, but, I mean, seriously, he looks like he's like 25. So, how do you do it?
I just think I've just pushed off growing up as much as I can, with all those adult responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just kept playing music, actually. I think that's it.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I stopped doing drugs and drinking a while ago.
I'm telling you, this is why you look so good, okay? You look good, too. This is why you look so good. Everybody looks good. All right, you guys. All right. So I'm getting overexcited. So, all right. So one of the things we're talking about is that our Season 2 is Rock is Dead. And so many big musicians are saying rock is dead and just calling it out. So our question is rock dead?
Absolutely.
Okay, so...
All right, we'll see you guys later.
I love the honesty. So tell us why
Look, you gotta look at the reality of it. At one point, rock was the biggest form of music in the world, right? And then you had hip hop come in, and rock was number 2, right?
Okay.
But then since then, EDM's come in. So,
Yeah,
and on top of that,
That's my jam. That's my jam.
country music became big, right? So now you've got
Ouch.
rock all the way at the bottom.
Okay.
And you don't have to look any farther than the Sunset Strip. How many bands have been signed off the Sunset Strip in the last 12 years? You know how many?
How many bands have been what on the
Signed off the Sunset Strip in the last 12 years.
How many?
2.
Oh, signed, like
Yeah.
had a deal.
Compare that to the 90s
The
or the
80s?
80s or even the 60s.
Crew, Guns N' Roses,
Okay.
everybody.
We don't have to go through them all because we'd be here all night. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely pretty dead. And the only people that are really making a living at it anymore are the ones that already did it before, that are just kind of living off of what they had. So,
Absolutely.
but you know, it's the only way that it lives is like in venues tonight with bands like us and like Mad Life, because you know, we just keep it going because it's what we grew up with. Obviously, because I'm 40 years old, you know.
Yeah.
And it's our form of music. It's what we do, and we can't really jump ship and become a hip hop artist, and nor would we want to, or an EDM artist or whatever. It's just not what we're into.
So do you think that rock is dead primarily because the rockers are outgrowing the genre?
No, I just think that I think rock music took a big hit after 2000. If you look at the 60s, you've had all these amazing bands from the Doors to Zeppelin to to the Beatles to Joplin. Then you had Zeppelin, Sabbath, Floyd, whatever, all these bands. Then in the 80s, Van Halen, Guns N' Roses. And then in the 90s, everybody from Nirvana to Alice in Chains to Soundgarden to Tool to Pantera, whatever. And then in 2000, what do? You get Linkin Park. And you get Evanescence. And how are you going to keep it going when those are the biggest bands? Like, I'm not trying to take anything away from those guys, but when you try to compare Linkin Park to Led Zeppelin, or even Alice in Chains, you tell me which band you'd rather do away with. And the point is, is when you don't have bands continuing the torch with music that good, how are you going to expect to get the kids interested? And in the meantime, you've got bands like Eminem, the Skrillex guy. You know,
what
very
do you mean
exciting.
The Skrillex guy?
You know,
Skrillex
all
guy.
that stuff. Of course, they're gonna be more into that because what they look at, you know, Linkin Park. I mean, it's just we're just fighting a losing battle in a sense when we don't have a lot of those great bands out there. Just think of all the great bands that came out just in the 90s versus 2000 to 2010.
I mean, 100% agreed, Matt. I mean, I think that's fantastic. I mean, this is why we're asking the question: is rock dead? Rock is dead. So let me ask you. What do we need to do? How the hell do we keep rock alive?
Well, listen, I mean, we're almost past the point.
Wait, what?
Throw a rock and roll party.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
there's
don't-
a suggestion.
Yeah, like that's. Yeah. Look, there's,
He's like,
there's
don't
nothing,
give him the mic.
I don't know what to do anymore.
There's nothing true.
You done?
Matt hasn't had enough time on the mic, so.
Listen, I offer the mic.
I'm
whoever
kidding.
wanna talk, then
Look-
I give to them.
Look
but-
who's talking. Me.
All right,
Hello.
This is
Mike,
what
is
you have to
this-
do.
Okay.
You're asking what you have to do to keep rock alive. Somebody has to start writing good music again. And we're part of the problem, or we were.
Yes.
We're
Wow.
trying to write music that means something that's worthwhile, that's good. Are we doing our job? Well, you know, we haven't been re-signed yet. You know, we're doing well the first year back, but we're not doing to the point where we're selling out, you know, 500, 600, 700 seats again. But if we get to that point, even on a local level, labels and everybody will start to take notice. Other followers in the scene of LA, the way that they are, will start to take notice and start to copycat because that's what happens. That's
Yeah.
what happened in the 80s. That's what happened
Yeah.
in the 90s with new metal.
Yeah.
And once one band starts to do it, everybody else will start to do it. The scene will get alive again. Happened in Seattle in the 90s,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
And then, but some good music came of it. And then,
Absolutely.
You know? So that's what, somebody has to break out and do it, first and foremost. And then everybody has to get on and jump on it to, like, reliven the scene and make it worthwhile again for people to take notice.
But do you think that it's not only the musicians that need to write the songs, but also the fans that have adapted away from wanting to hear it?
Well, those people don't want to hear this shit because go out to the clubs now and listen to what's out there on most of the nights. You're in a band. I know that you know. It's like listen to what people are trying to pass off as good music. If you don't believe me, think of it this way. Do you realize that in the 90s, you had Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and Nirvana all in the same scene, okay? Those were local bands at one point playing. Imagine if you could go out and see caliber of bands like that right now in Hollywood. You think that we'd have a problem getting fans into it?
No.
Do you think we'd have a problem getting people to come back and pack these clubs? But right now, there isn't. There isn't bands. Right now, the rock musicians are just, who the fuck knows what they're trying
Well,
to
they
do?
all have banjos right
Wow.
now. All the rock bands currently have banjos.
Wait, what do you mean, like Mumford and
Listen,
Sons?
yeah, listen to K-Rock. Every single band on K-Rock has a banjo at some point in the fucking song.
But look, K-Rock, you can blame all the labels, you can blame the radio stations, but there was a time when hair metal became stale, the only thing that was going on with Guns N' Roses, and then Nirvana came in, and you can call it grunge, but really a lot of it was rock. It was just a new style of rock, and that's all that has to happen again.
It was pop made.
Yeah, but Soundgarden came out of there.
It's not even that poppy. If you really listen to Nirvana, it's heavy.
It doesn't matter. The point is that when they came out, they were in a scene that changed everything again. So it can absolutely happen, but everybody has to do something that's worthwhile that people will pay attention to. And that's why right now, hip-hop and EDM music is more exciting. Because you've just got a bunch of posers up here trying to play dinosaur rock star, instead of trying to make something new or interesting to listen to.
Absolutely. And you know what? We're going to get into more of that a little bit later about kind of the evolution and what Society 1 is doing to kind of, not only just be true to their rock roots, but to get people involved. So you guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to have more with Society 1. You're listening to Baptized by Fire. Rock is dead. Keep it heavy.
I've dreamt about this night since I was in high school, thinking, will I still be playing at 40? And so, it's just not enough to play for people to actually come out and still see it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Not yet. Let's play a little bit. We'll get to it. We're going to play a couple Society 1 songs and some of my favorite covers from my favorite band.
Welcome back to Baptized by Fire, live from the Viper Room in
Hollywood, California.
That little place just outside of Los Angeles, California, where recently they allowed the buildings to have new architecture. We're going to see a whole new skyline in the next few years. With that said,
wow, I didn't know that.
We're back live with Society 1.
Woohoo! All right, you guys. So you know how we like to get into it a little bit on Baptized by Fire. So I want to talk to you about some stuff that's going on right now in rock, and I want to get your feedback.
Got it.
So, okay, so right now with Slipknot, obviously you know that they replaced their drummer.
Yeah.
So, but they refuse, I'm trying to double tap. They refuse, where's my other mic? They refuse to reveal the name of this guy or the details even though he's already been exposed.
Okay.
So is that really smart or is that really dumb? Because Slipknot now, their ego is just so out of control.
Listen, Korn did it before them, so why is everybody busting their nuts about it? Korn put people in masks and put people behind amplifiers and made them stand back there for years and years and years.
Kiss.
Yeah, but somebody already found out the new Joey.
But it doesn't matter. They figure, you know what, we've already done this, we're not making anybody famous. You know what I mean? That's the mentality of most bands. Did bands do that back in the 80s when Guns N' Roses replaced Ziggy Stradlin? They talked and put Gilby Clarke right up in front. When they had to put the new guitar player in Def Leppard, they put him right up front. But for whatever reason, bands out of the 90s, I've noticed, from the new metal scene, whether it be Korn or whether it be Slipknot, they just have this real issues with giving anybody else a leg up, even if they're in the fucking band.
Why
I don't
do you
agree
think
with
that
it.
is?
I don't know why that
do you
is.
think that
I
is?
could put him behind, he's wearing his own mask. But I could
But
put
it's
him behind
very,
the amp.
very fitting.
But I don't. When he came in the band in 2004, the very first gig, you know, we announced him out on stage by name and immediately right on the show. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's cool, but you know what? It's their band, it's their money, it's their fans. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Right, but Lord Zane, what you're not hearing is everybody already knows.
It doesn't matter. What you're not hearing is What you're not hearing is it doesn't matter that people know. They don't want to admit it publicly because they don't want to give any more attention to that guy than they can. Because they don't want to give him a leg up. They don't want to make him a star. Because they figure, we worked for this, you didn't. You just came in to fill the spot. Who the fuck are you? That's their mentality.
Okay, we have just clarified what's going on.
Do you think that is what the mentality is, or do you think that the brains behind the band/brand is all about the brand for the fans, and they're just continually building that? At that point, when you get to a certain level, you can be anybody.
Yeah, but Kiss talks about right? Eric Thayer, they talk about who he is all the. Yeah, it's not like they keep him a secret or don't let him talk or say that he's in Kiss. Yeah.
Yeah, but half the time you got people up there saying it's the real guys, and you still don't know
that. It's just because they're just uninformed. But the point is, Kiss doesn't try to keep it a secret still. What Slipknot's doing is basically exactly almost to a certain extent what Korn did is like, don't mind our guitar player behind the amplifier. They literally made him stand behind a half stack. All right?
Just because they weren't sure if they wanted to keep him.
Bullshit. They didn't even let him go on the...
That was a question?
Has anybody heard the record And Justice for All?
Hell yeah! What are you talking about?
When was the last time you heard bass on that record? I'm just saying.
I heard it on YouTube when they...
There's no bass on the record. They bring Newstead in, and then they completely mix them out.
Huh.
Still getting credit.
That's interesting.
He still got paid.
So here's another quote I'd like you to, or here's a quote I'd like you to expand upon. So Slipknot also said, for Slipknot, I'd say drumming, and this is for... is only 50 to 60% of the job. The rest is who you are. Will you clash with the guys like me? Blobbity, blobbity.
Who said that?
I don't know. Somebody from Slipknot.
Corey or someone.
So what about it?
So basically they're saying drumming's only 50 to 60% of the job. What do you...
In their band or in every band?
He's saying in every band. Like, basically it's 56% of the job, and then the rest is like, do you get along with me? He goes, we all have really strong alpha male personalities.
I think you're talking about their band. I don't know, our band, we just hang out and just, whatever, but...
So the dynamic, personally, between you guys is quite important. You have to get along?
We kind of get along.
Sometimes, for the most part.
That's why I'm asking.
No, it's been almost a year since we've come back with this lineup, so we're getting along. We're writing music. We're getting it done. Right, guys?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, next question. All right. So here's another story that I thought was interesting. Behemoth is Polish, and I had no clue they were Polish, by the way. You know about this band? Of course. Yeah. All right, DV, let's get it done.
And I'm half Polish.
So here's... Oh, you are? Okay, I thought I knew. Actually, we had a Polish cheer on the show, but it wasn't the wrong language. Cheer. We say... Anyway.
I was sitting in the wrong chair.
You're sitting in the right chair. So my question is, one of the things is Behemoth, their show in Poland, it was being protested by the religious right and basically being canceled. The Marilyn Manson show was straight out canceled. And why I'm asking you guys this is because you guys are edgy. I mean, in your videos, you have... you have blood, you have darkness, you have stuff that is considered maybe satanic, though it's not. There's no, rams or anything. But I guess what I'm saying is even in 2014, this is still happening. So where do you, has that ever happened to you guys? Have you...
Absolutely.
Okay, so what tell us about that.
You.
You.
Yeah, we did one of the very first shows in some place in Montana, I think it was. The first time a rock show ever came. And we had the picketers, and we had the pamphlets, and they were outside the shows. That happened twice. It happened once up in San Francisco.
In San Francisco?
Believe it or not, at the Cow Palace back in 98, 99. Wow. Same thing. We have pictures of it with Oh,
98, 99.
Yeah, that was a while ago. The next time we had it in Montana was 2003, 2004. It doesn't really happen all that much anymore because we're not really that controversial anymore. We don't really play to that. We're more about the music now. But back then it was definitely more of a social experiment, and we definitely we pushed buttons on purpose to get things to kind of get more of a reaction because it was things that I was interested in, that we were all interested in. But they, now it's just different. Now we're just still trying to get up and rock in our old ages. You know what I mean? And keep up with all these younger guys.
Yeah. Okay.
So they didn't like that you were up there breaking world records and shit.
No, the world records came later. Yeah, a lot more than that.
A lot more than that.
Yeah. They definitely had good reasons, as Dirk said.
Okay, well, I just wanted to find that out just because it's just surprising right now, you're in your home country or what have you, and it's this is music. it's not real. Like, it is real, but it's like, no one's out there with like a...
Easy, it's not real.
I'm sorry, let me clarify. What I'm saying is, if you have something scary or controversial, it's not like you have a baby out there you're going to sacrifice. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just, everyone's used to the Manson-esque thing. So it's just like, at what point are people going to know that this isn't entertainment, it's a performance?
I think that most of the world has already figured that out. I mean,
Not
Manson
Poland.
couldn't get arrested as far as like in America anymore for his antics.
Right.
So,
Right.
What does it really matter? It's not really going on. Maybe in this one little pocket that happened over there, who cares, whatever.
It is Eastern Europe.
Okay.
Okay.
That, and that's it. And then in a couple of years, it'll get past it, and that'll be that. I think all that shit's like beyond. Like, I don't really know if it has any real relevance anymore.
All right, well, thank you. That's one of the things I wanted to clarify. All right, you guys, we got to go to break, but when we're back, we're going to get into the core interview with these guys, so stick around, keep it heavy.
You're watching Baptized by Fire with Society 1. Season 2, Rock is Dead. We are here live with Society 1 at the world-famous Viper Room in Hollywood. Woo! Pow, pow.
Listen, we're running out of time, and I know that on this stage, but we can go around and do some stuff later, but I know some people came that wanted to ask some questions. Is it okay if we have one person come up to ask a quick question before we get going?
Absolutely.
All right, come up to I know one person over here. You don't have to, she'll come up.
We're going to get the question, and then we're going to go to...
Come up on stage. Come up around. Quick,
we
hurry.
have very little time, and as you see, he's rushing us, so come on, darling.
I didn't want to be rude to the people that came to actually show up.
Yeah, I didn't know.
There we go, okay.
Welcome. Here,
stand next to Ray.
Ray, give her the mic.
Okay, there we go.
Here, introduce yourself.
Where am I looking?
Oh, right here. Introduce yourself.
My name is Sydney Smith, and I'm also known as the Giraffe Woman.
Well, your neck looks really nice.
Thank you.
Of course. So what's your question for the band?
Actually, my question is for Lord Zane, because I know that he has experience with body modification. And since I'm stretching my neck, sometimes I wonder about long-term effects. And I was wondering what you thought about that.
Well, I think that what you're doing, you just have to make the decision. You have to say, if this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm going to do to my body, I'm doing it for a specific reason. You just have to accept the fact that you're going to have some physical consequences to it. Because I had physical consequences to my suspensions. And you're obviously going to have physical consequences to what you're doing. But if it's something that you want to do for yourself, that you're trying to, for your own consciousness, for your own, in terms of extreme body modification, there's pros and there's consequence to everything. If you're a fighter, you got to take the good with the bad. You get world titles, but your body hurts later in life. It's the same thing with what you're doing. I think it's cool, and I'm all for it, but you're definitely going to have to get used to, be ready for the consequences.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you so much. Let's give it up. Woo! Thank you. Very nice neck. Okay, you guys, so let's get into it. So we want to talk about the new lineup. Can we talk about the new lineup a little bit?
Well, I've been a year old now.
Well, I know, but Sin Kieran is now in the band.
Kind of. He was for a bit, and he still is, but obviously Ministry just happened to come back at the exact same time that he got back in the band.
Okay.
And they have a world tour planned, so he's very busy doing that, and that's why he's not with us tonight. And,
okay.
I'm sure he'll come back after the next year of touring is done with Ministry, but for the time being, he's trying to split his time between both, and it's just, of course, right now Ministry takes precedence over this band.
Okay.
What I want to get into is a performance. I want to hear him do a quick performance for us, and then after that, we can rattle off some questions Bam, bam, bam.
I don't know if we have time. What time is it?
Oh, we got time. We
I
got
don't-
9 minutes.
9
don't know.
minutes? Which one do you guys want to do? Okay, we want to try it? We're going to try to do a new song, so we might mess up, then you can edit it out, okay? We're going to do a new track called Lose Your Faith. There is something that's within you, something that touches day. It is dying so slowly, ripping your soul from you. No need to explain it to me. Reasons are all the same. I can no longer see what is left here for me. Lose your faith. Lose your faith. I am nothing, he is something we can all be. We feel nothing for the other, he won't set us free. He is something, watch him show us what he can release, what he can release. Get up off of your knees. Lose your faith. Lose your faith. Lose your faith, faith, lose your faith. Lose your faith. Lose your faith. Lose your
Yeah. That was awesome.
Guys, that was awesome.
What was the name of that song, Matt?
Lose Your Faith.
Lose Your Faith, live at the freaking Viper Room on Baptized by Fire. You guys, we have about 4 minutes left.
Yep.
We are going to rattle off some questions for you.
Fans.
Last fan questions. They came in from your website,
Nice.
Twitter, all sorts of good stuff. So, Asra, take it away.
All right. So we had a lot of fans write in, and some of the things they wanted to ask you is one of the things is, so do you feel you have a place in the history of the Los Angeles music scene, which I think is a good one?
Yeah, I think at this point in time we do. I mean, we've been around for almost 20 years. We just had my 20-year anniversary at the Whiskey A Go-Go. And, we did the very first suspension show here at the former Key Club. So, I mean, that was the first time that'd ever been done in rock and roll history.
Wow.
I mean, I know we did it bigger over in Europe later, but...
Still.
Yeah, so I think it's a small piece, but definitely at this point, we're still kind of writing it, the fact that we're still around and we're still doing it.
Absolutely. So another question is about the suspension. They're saying for your celebration, your anniversary, for 2015, you had mentioned possibly doing it. Will you be suspending?
There's talk with the promoters over in Download right now, and they're interested. They're looking to book some of the major acts first and see where we fit into that. So nothing's 100%, but there definitely is talks about it. So possibly for the 10-year anniversary in 2015 at Download.
Okay, because I know you shared with us the last time we interviewed you that it almost killed you. It was so intense, and it took you a long time to recover.
Well, that was all the suspensions I did. I think I got one more in me.
Wow, you guys, this is going to be amazing if this happens. We're definitely covering that.
You can get over to Europe.
Oh, Download Fest?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got this. Don't worry about it. Okay, so the new album, A Collection of Lies, consists mostly of melodic songs. Any favorites? And what are some of the themes in the album? They seem rather dark and perverse. A lot of pain, blood, death, and torture. Please reflect.
That's all our favorite stuff. Pain, death, blood, and torture, No, I love I Got You off that. It's a cool record, It's a springboard for what we're doing now, actually.
Okay.
It's a definite step in the direction that we're headed. We don't really play a lot of tracks off that record, but we're going to do a couple. But yeah, it's I don't know, dark themes that just kind of interested me at that point in time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Somebody wants to know, what does A Collection of Lies mean?
You ever listen to bands about, when they go into the studio or they're in rehearsal and all they talk about is how they're going to get signed and how they're going to do this and how they're going to get big and how they're going to fuck this person over and motherfuck this person? You know what I'm talking about, right, Ray? Well, no, usually they don't do any of that shit because nobody usually does anything. So pretty much everything they're saying is a lie, whether they know it or not. And after all those years, it just becomes a collection of lies. So I just thought it was kind of
That's
interesting.
a good explanation because you can really have taken that anywhere.
No, but that's what it's about.
So this is a big one. We have about a minute left, and you've got a new comic in development called No Salvation, which features the entire band fighting in a unique zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I love zombies. I love the fact that Walking Dead premieres tonight. I've loved zombies since I was a kid. Dirt loves zombies. And now that they're finally big, we could get people involved to do the comic, because it takes a lot of people to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Dominic Valesio and Ray Van Horn are involved with us as well. The artwork looks great. You can see some of it up on our Facebook. It's unique in the fact that this zombie apocalypse actually takes place because of something that's released that also puts people in altered states of consciousness at any time, so you could be hallucinating or actually fighting real zombies. So it's a twist that's never been done before, and again, it's just something that I love. I'm wearing my zombie T-shirt for my birthday gig tonight.
I noticed that. It's very
I just love it. I'm really excited about it. It's one of the most excited, the biggest things I've wanted to do.
Well, I was going to say, I know you've got some tracks that you're giving away for free online, so tell everybody where we can find you online.
The track we're giving away right now is the song you just heard, Lose Your Faith, up on our SoundCloud.com/Society1, Society the number 1. We're giving away 100 free downloads of that as a demo. We give away the acoustic tracks just to start getting people used to the fact that we can do that as well as the rock stuff. So we thank you for always letting us come on your show to do the acoustic stuff.
Absolutely.
And then later we do the big rock show.
We're super stoked that you came on Baptized Fire. Happy birthday. We're really looking forward to the show tonight. I think all these people are as well. We should expect something kind of special and different a little bit later.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of cover tracks from my favorite bands, Zeppelin, The Doors, plus some of my favorite Society 1 tunes. So I want to thank the band, D.V. Karloff, Jordan Mitev, Bo Ashley for learning all the tracks and learning some of my favorite bands. And it's going to be a really special show.
Awesome. Well, you guys, thank you so much. We will see you later tonight. And you have been watching Baptized by Fire, the second season. Rock is dead.
Live from the Viper Room. We will see you next time.
Woo-hoo!
Who wants to touch it and take a picture with it before we go on? Here's your chance to be part of the show. Are you ready? famous? Famous suspension artist?
Yes!
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh my God, yes!
This should be interesting.
Hey you guys, welcome back to Baptized by Fire, the premiere episode of the second season, Rock is Dead. I'm your host, DJ Asra, and this is...
I'm Ray Blanco, and we're having a great time here at the Viper Room with Society 1, Matt Zane, his entire band, and we're now backstage in a whole separate little area to do a couple more questions. The green room, which they've extended, I think is pretty amazing. They made it a little larger. But now we're going to ask some more questions that fans sent since we ran out of time up on stage. Let's get to them. Let's get right into them.
So one of the things, like a quote that I like from the website a lot, you stated you're attacking 2014 with an intense passion. So how has 2014 been different than, let's say, 13? Tell us, or 2000.
Well, 2013 we weren't around. So I mean that's how it differs.
Good answer.
So, you know, we didn't come back until last year Halloween. So a little bit of end of 2013.
Between 2005 and then now?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, so that is an intense passion. So you were passionate before, but this is a more, what would you say, a focused passion?
No, it's just the mere fact of having to get something that was in a sedentary and almost non-existent back into motion. Because that's most of the challenge, especially, you know, in this scene, in this day and age, to find people to still believe in what you're doing and get them all involved.
Yeah.
And get things moving and get to the point where it is. I mean, look, it may not look like much. I mean, it's only been years since we've been back. We're only playing rooms of this size, and we may be lucky if we fill this room tonight, you know, but man, compared to like what's out there right now and where we were a year ago, it's been a great year, and it's taken a tremendous amount of passion and focus in order to be able to do that.
Absolutely. Well, you know, the last time you were on our show was maybe like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And you guys have grown since then. So tell us about like what are some of the really cool projects you've done since we saw you last on our show?
Well, we've written more acoustic tracks, and we did an acoustic show. So we're doing the acoustic the acoustic album eventually. We've written more rock tracks. We came out with a new video.
Yeah.
We started branching out of LA to regional touring.
Awesome.
So, I mean, it's definitely picked up. There's a long ways to go still, and at 40, I hope we can do it in time, you know?
But you know what? It's progress, not perfection, and all that matters is that you're progressing, that you're not still in the same place. And you guys are moving pretty quickly. For just a year?
Yeah, I mean, it's happening, but, I mean, look, the reality is will it happen fast enough before... You know,
fast enough. What does that mean? What is the countdown?
Well, if you have an ultimate goal in the end of what you want to get back to, and you don't reach it, and you're not getting there fast enough, then you're not getting there fast enough. I mean, we have a very specific goal.
A specific goal set for yourself, like 1 year, 2 years.
Does that goal include a record deal getting signed? Because I know you kind of alluded to that up on stage. You haven't had a record deal. In this climate, in this industry now, is that a goal for you guys? Is that something you're trying to attain?
I think, speaking honestly, I think some type of deal would still benefit us.
Just some backing.
Some backing. Yeah. I don't have as much money as I used to. You know, when I used to do all the adult industry shit, you know, like 10, 15 years ago. So, you know, it was, yeah, I mean, the bands are still getting something out there. I mean, Rex's band from Pantera just got signed. I'm obviously he was from Pantera, but all new guy. He's a bass player, so they are giving deals out there. Gemini Syndrome got signed a couple years ago. Butcher Babies got signed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's a reality for us, but I think there's some independent label out there that we could possibly get. So that's one of the goals, but
you know, more so, you know, we just want to get kind of back to at least where we were. And what I mean by that is we opened up for Static X and Dope a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And it was like, even if we got back to that level, like when we did that show that night, it was like, this is where we were in the States 10 years ago. Opening up for bands like Dope and Static X, playing in front of this size rooms, 1,000-seaters.
Yeah.
You know, the Gauntlet was there interviewing us. You know, the whole bit, like, that for us even was enough. You know, but that was only one night that we managed to reach back to that level. If we could get back to that level on a consistent basis, I feel that we did pretty good. So we're not being unrealistic about where we're going to be, but we definitely want to try to at least get back to there.
Moving forward to that same size.
Yeah, because you can't expect yourself to be Static X even now, because even Static X isn't what Static X was.
Static X couldn't even be Static X now.
No, and they're great. They sound amazing, but it's just the climate's changed, so you can't even imagine to be at their level. But I think we can imagine at least to be at the level that we were.
But you don't know though, you know what I mean? So it's almost like don't put a limit on yourself because
it's not about
you can be realistic, but at the same time, like
it's not about a limit, but you do have to be realistic because you know the moment you start believing in these lofty goals of attaining these abstract things that don't exist anymore, I mean, you're not gonna get anything done because you're gonna be chasing shit and believing in stuff that won't get you anywhere. It doesn't help when you collection of lies. I'd be telling a bunch of lies.
Yeah.
What I'm talking right now are possible truths or potentials. It could happen because we already did open up for Static X and Dope a couple months ago. Now all we need to do is get on that tour. You know?
Yeah.
So it's a matter of saying things that won't ultimately become lies. You know, when we talk to you about download, we're talking to people about going there. You know, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I wouldn't even be talking about it if we weren't talking to the agents.
Right.
See what I mean? So it's like I don't want to have a bunch of collection of lies.
Yeah. Well, so many bands and musicians, like you said, they are living in a fantasy. They are in this. So like, what's your advice to those? Like, what is your advice to bands out there right now who think they're gonna just come out and be like the next Crew or the next Pantera? Like, you have very specific goals, which is very rare for. It's not rare, but you're like so regimented with this is where I want us to be. This is what we're doing. So what is your advice to them?
The first thing that any band can do is go out in your local scene and play and see how many people you draw. Okay? If you go out to a club and you're drawing 20, 30, 40, 50 people, all those dreams, all those things that you think you're going to do, you're not going to do them. Done. It's already going to happen. The best thing that you can use to gauge where you're at in your career is by going out and playing and seeing how people really are interested in you. Not online, you know, not on Twitter, not on Facebook. Go out and play. See who will pay to come see you play. See how many people show up. And from there, make your goals. And I try telling people all the time, that's all you need. There's record deals out there, and there's a way to get them. Fill a club every time you play. And if you can't do that, then you're pretty far from probably getting a deal. Unless you know somebody or you have big money to put out a really good music video, you can hire, you know, Ray with his production company to come do a major music video and get a billion hits. So I know people that have done that, but that's far and few. Get out, play, see what happens, see where you're really at, see what the public tells you.
You've mentioned talks with Download Festival again. Do you ever consider taking a similar approach that the bands like Zebrahead and Static X and all these bands that had a little glimpse of some success here in the States back in the 90s, early 2000s, but now can't fill a single room, but they still go to Japan for 2 weeks out of the year because they still have promoter ties there. Same kind of thing, you're talking to Download. Does that interest you at all, going to specific markets?
It does, and we get offered. The problem is that, quite honestly, we don't have the backing to be able to get over there. I've been offered 4 European tours already in the last year. And I can tell you who the bands were.
What do you need for the backing?
How do you give me $10,000?
So they don't want to give it to you?
No, because you got to pay for your bus, you got to pay for your plane tickets, you got to. I mean,
you end up like owing money.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go $10,000 in the hole to go play some rock con fantasy over in Europe. Now look, Download's a little different. Download is like you said, if we go over to Download, we could get a tour, we could get a certain guarantee, you know, that could really boost sales, we could make some little money to get back over there, tour through the UK, whatever. So yeah, it's a possibility, but you know, right now when we get offered these tours, it's like, okay, just pay for the plane tickets, just pay for this, pay for that, and you're over there, you're on the tour. You know, bands like Static X and Dope, they have money still. They can go do that. We don't. I blew all my money in a very stupid fit when I was young, in my 20s, you know?
Well, we're here now.
I have another question in extension of that, going back with what we talked about bands, brands up on stage. this has been your baby. This has been your brainchild for many years. Is it something that is it something that you would be allowed to have a separate band over there, so you just have to pay for one plane ticket and then go rack it in?
I could do that, but
not interested.
It just, you know what, man? It's like I really live by my product. And when I get up on that stage, I'm 40 years old now, okay? If you saw me right now at 40 versus when I was 20, when I was already signed out touring, there's not much difference. That is extremely important to me. And part of that is having guys that know the show, that know the music, and have it at a level that you feel is worth bringing out there with your name. I don't want to trust just some hired guns to put the show together. When you guys watch the show tonight, you'll see, you know, and that's really, really important for me. And I don't anybody want to go, oh, you know, it was a nostalgic thing. He's okay for being 40. I want people to go, hey, you know what, that's a great rock show. Yeah. That was a great band. And you take a chance when you start hiring hired guns to go play your music. And people do that for cash grabs, but I'm just not into it. I love music still, man. It's my lifeblood, and performance is my thing. I need it to be at the level that I want it to be. And I'm not going through the motions. I'm still doing this for the love, and, you know, for the passion.
Well, I've seen every time I have seen your performances, I've seen you're like, it oozes out of you. You're like you said, it's your lifeblood. I mean, you can tell the passion is burning out of you. And like you said, you give it like 110% every show. And I mean, there's so many musicians who don't bring that to the table. I mean, what do you like? Do you see that? Do you, like, of all the musicians, like the rock bands, like how many rock bands and other frontmen are actually doing what you're doing?
Now? Not a lot.
Not a lot.
There's a lot of people phoning in. I know some of them. I'm not going to mention any names. Yeah. But I know real guys that are real big bands out of there just like, I hate what I'm doing. Yeah. I mean, straight up. And they're like, why do you still do it, man? You don't even make anywhere near the money we do. And I'm like, I love it. Yeah. You know, I mean, look at how much material I write. Look at all the different performances that we're doing. Look at how much we play. I mean, for minimal amounts compared to what our contemporaries make and do, you know? Yeah. I had one guy tell me I wouldn't even get out of bed for what you get paid for a show. You know, but listen, that's their thing. Yeah. And whatever. They're making more money than me. It's suiting what they're doing. Fine, people are still paying for it. So more power to them. I can't worry about it. I need to stay true to what I'm doing for myself. And you know what keeps me alive and taps me into that thing that keeps pushing me forward. That's all I can do.
Wow. Good answers, man. The fans want to know, what if you did like a Kickstarter and everybody contributed?
That shit is so hard to do. To actually, do you know that Orgy just did one of those? You know the band Orgy that sold, I don't know, like 2 million records? Yeah, no, you know, they fell short of their goal like by $1 million. Like, they couldn't even get it going.
All right, you guys, so this has been an awesome backstage interview with Mad Dame Society 1. We've been watching the premiere episode of Baptized by Fire, the second season. Rock is dead! Yeah. We'll be back for more. Thank you so much. Keep it heavy.
Thank you, brother. Awesome.
All right. So you all know why we're here tonight, right? Holy shit, look at this. Celebrating our birth, my BFF, my heterosexual life mate, Mr. Lord Zane, his 40th birthday today. The asshole keeps getting better looking. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Look at that shit. So you guys ready to sing happy birthday for this guy? Yeah? You ready? Yeah! Let's go.
him a happy birthday. This has been a kick-ass show. You can find us. We're going to post this to our YouTube, Baptized by Fire LA, our Vimeo, Baptized by Fire LA, and Blanco, any last thoughts?
You know, I gotta say, it's pretty exciting. We were in the studio for the first season. The second season, we're gonna be on set at all sorts of different venues, locations, LA, Hollywood, elsewhere.
World famous.
All sorts of wonderful bands. We're really looking forward to you guys tuning in for the next season. Check it out, man. Baptized by Fire LA, coming at you.
Keep it heavy!
And cut.
If I'm doing this by 50, then we'll really have something to celebrate. But thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.